Welcome to Vaseline with Stu. Thanks for joining us this time. We're continuing the Polish Turn 3 in Poland in Flames, the Winter City. So far, it's been a good fight. Got my butt kicked right in the beginning. Just utterly destroyed, utterly demoralized. We're continuing on. We're making a little bit of headway up that hill. Little bit of headway on the backside. Up on that right side hill, everybody's demolished, but the game's not over. I still got to fight that leader that has got that medium machine gun. Two corrections we need to make. The prisoner unit, I don't want that. When I jumped him in close combat during the movement phase, actually when you move in a movement phase with an unarmed unit, you can enter close combat immediately. Therefore, I rolled my roll. I didn't want to kill him because I didn't think that I wanted to kill him, but I didn't think it would invoke the massacre rule. So we looked at it because massacre happens in a specific other phase during the game. So it's like, well, that's not massacre because massacres happen in this type of phase. But it's considered a massacre when you do that sort of thing. So no quarter will be in effect if you kill unarmed units that you let free and gun them down. So don't want to do that. So we captured them instead with the exact same roll. We didn't re-roll it, exact same roll. We used it because that was the intent, is to because we were discussing that. I don't want to do no quarter, because I want you guys to surrender to me. The other one was the CX unit in the gully going along. That was an error. We backed him up a little bit. Not a big deal. No, not a big deal on that one there. The only other thing is during this video, when I was replaying it, started doing my editing, my opponent's voice and his recording did not come through. My voice, my beautiful voice, was fine. It was Danny right there. Oh my God, just. But I fell asleep to it like 5 times. It's terrible. So anyway, not going to play that. So therefore, we're going to log your Vassal files if you're recording. Just FYI. So I did log it. So I just replayed the log file. Thank God. And so therefore, I'm going to do a turn analysis on what's going on, what I'm looking to do, what he might be looking to do, and so on and so forth. So hopefully it'll be a slight change up. Instead of listening to us for like in 45 minutes or an hour, I'll have about 30-35 minutes of information about what I'm trying to do and what my units are trying to do. So bear with me on the slight change, little speed bump, and then we'll go back on the actual live replay for the next one, because I did check all that stuff beforehand and we should be good to go on the next one. So enjoy this one and we'll catch you at the end of the scenario. Thank you so much for joining. All right, so I loaded the game up and here we are at the beginning of turn 3, as I had mentioned earlier. Let's take a look at the map and see where we are in terms of positioning. Remembering the victory conditions on the top. Slovaks, which is me, win at game end by accumulating greater than 11 victory points on board Bounding Fire Production K. Building and hill victory points equals 2 for each control multi-hex building, which would be, let me clear it out. Where's the clear? This would be, this building here will be 2 victory points. This building here will be 2 victory points. This building here will be a victory point and also a victory point for being on 3rd level. So that hex itself is worth 2 victory points. This hex right there, in case you can't see the arrow. The rest of the hill, of course, is 1. I can mark them. We got 1. Let me mark it. I don't want to go black. We'll go pink. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if we take all of one side, we only need to take one objective on the other side. And that's kind of what we're going to try and do. So clearing that stuff out. Thank you. Let's get the guys back on the map. What do we have going on here? End of turn 3, we have Babiak in the back, broken. He has a potential of rallying since it's the beginning of the Polish turn. He has a potential of rallying, occupying the medium machine gun, and firing point blank 4 firepower, no modifiers on me. Because he can rally, move 1 into the trench, take 1 more movement factor, and pick up the medium. My defensive fire is going to be probably ineffective. It'll be 6 firepower, point blank, +2 for trench, +1 for counter exhausting. So it's going to be a 6+3 shot. Not so great, but it's better than nothing to keep that guy out of the trench. But if he rallies, he's going to get the medium. I have to anticipate that. So, but in other words, 07 needs to stay alive because he's the one guy that's going to be taking all these victory points. This unit down here, he's kind of in the middle of nowhere. I want to move him. I want to move that little guy down this way and then this way. So that'll be 2, 6. He won't be able to counter exhaust again. Actually, that was an error. We're going to go back on that. So, but that's his plan, to go around the backside and maybe mop up the area if need be. Or he can go this way and come the backside, taking the pressure off the front line. But we'll see what happens with that. Again, that will be a correction. And the correction that we had last time, you'll see the units pop up. There's a prisoner that was essentially overrun in this location here. I rolled low enough to capture him. I don't want to no quarter, so that low roll could capture. We didn't think that it would matter because technically it's not a massacre by definition in the rules, but if you do fire upon a prisoner unit, not strictly using the massacre rules, it invokes the massacre. So technically you're not massacring them because massacring them occurs in a certain phase. So it's not a real massacre, but it will invoke the massacre rules. So that's where I got confused on that earlier. Clarified by a number of brilliant individuals online that massacre more guys than me, so I don't massacre them. But what do we have here? I have a ragtag bunch of guys in the back. We got 137, 137, 137, 137, all CX'd, all just sitting there. This pretty much is to take G2 and then again keep him honest so he can't just vacate the back line and jump in the front and take stuff. If he leaves these locations here and goes to take the hill, I simply reoccupy his locations. So that's all they're going to be for. 1+3, 1+2 in the building is not going to do anything. They are simply going to be occupying terrain. That's their plan. And there's enough of them that he can't just charge me. And I mean, 2-2 out in the open point blank shots is nothing to spit at. So that's the idea for this entire group of these guys right back here. That's all they're going to do is go back here and harass. These guys here, I have 8 firepower. He's got to move or he's going to take an 8 firepower even. He'll break. And because, primary reason, because he does not have any leaders, I don't consider this one a leader that he has. It's just a unit because he's not going to rally anyone. He has no rally capability on the left side of the hill. 0. The only rally capability he has is self-rally in his turn only, which is huge. And I didn't realize that until probably at the end of my turn 3 or maybe end of turn 2, something like that. So him not being able to rally quickly and efficiently makes my job a lot easier, even though I have lower firepower units. His units are better overall. I might have a couple more units, but my units are kind of spread thin. I have one guy in close combat here. He may or may not die. I simply moved him there to occupy this unit here so I can move some units up and so they don't just get blasted. This medium is LOS to that unit and that unit. So that's a big chance I'm taking there. Broken unit back here. If he breaks either one of these units, I'm pretty much going to have one guy because I don't see this guy living in close combat. During his close combat phase, he's going to get a -1 on me. So it's going to be a 1-to-1 -1. A 6 is pretty good roll to make, and I'm going to be a 1-to-2 +1. So most likely I will not inflict casualties upon him. So let's take a look at some supporting units. We got Alka back here with the HMG. Slight leadership modifier. He's still going to be shooting up on the hill. And then we've got the medium machine gun. He's got to pick that thing up. Hopefully he'll find it. And again, harass guys up on the hill. Maybe shoot this guy over here. And then we've got good old Raptos over here. Hopefully he'll be able to rally these units and get them up in the front line. And then take Raptos, take his body, and get his butt back over here because they do not have a leader on that side. I need to get a leadership out there. So when he starts breaking those units, I can rally them pretty much. So Ockle can always pull up and get in this area here where the foxhole is, occupy the foxhole, whatever. Babbage over here, he's in a very precarious situation again. He's got 2 squads staring in front of him, and he only has 4 squads total. One's in CC that I anticipate dying. So it'll be 3-2 over there, and he's got more firepower than me. Mortar is going to be very key. He could fire at everything on level 1, 2, level 2 and higher, which is going to be these 2 hexes here, this here, level 1 of either one of these buildings here, and then anything on this side, as long as it's in its covered arc. I can always switch its covered arc. I think I fire on 05 during the game, back over here. That is out of line of sight. So keep that in mind. We made some mistakes on line of sight, simply because I was just jamming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I could fire on everything on the front level 3s here, but nothing behind. So that was a mistake. I don't think I killed him per se. Maybe I DM'd him, but that's enough to make a big pain in the butt. So let's proceed with the game. Let's get this out of the way. We're just going to delete that. I don't think we even use it during the game. So that was a summary of what I need to do. These units here need just to take the hill. We just need to take the hill. That's all we need to do. After that, we'll see what happens. So let's go through the log. I'm just deleting units. We replace the prisoner unit here of the mistake we made, and I couldn't CX out of L6, and so I just back him up 1 hex and make him non-CX. That's what those backup moves are. It is his turn, but we're just making some corrections from last turn. You know, we're just here to have fun, and etc. So wind and rallies. I don't have much rally. I get yeah, 6s. I do pick up the machine gun with that 5. I rally 6 and 5. I don't rally anybody, I guess. So Steve fires at that unit, gets a morale check. I think he rips another unit down. Moves units up off the hill. His leader does rally, and he gets that medium again, like I was worried about. So let's see what happens there. Those guys final fire, and what I do is I final fire into the melee. If he breaks and I don't break, that's a win. Because, and again, most of the time you don't want to fire in that melee. Most of the time, but because he has no rally capability, that's a free roll essentially. If I break and die, big deal. If he breaks, he's pretty much out of the fight. My units can break. If he breaks and gets out of there, or these guys break, Babbage is here to rally them. He does not have that benefit. So that is why I choose to fire everything I got point blank into that hex. And so that's the idea behind that. He can't rally them. You roll a 5. We got morale checks. Oh, that's a to hit for my mortar. I pop him with a medium. He pops a morale check. He breaks. He's got to drop the medium simply because it's a 4 portage port weapon when he routes, if he does. And then I swap over to Babbage or Babiak. Fire over there. Keep firing. I get usually my rate of fire on my mortar was pretty good during this game. So I indeed break him. He is in LOS. And then I switch back over to the level 1 hill here. Or level 1 building rather. They are concealed. So that's going to be a +2 to hit. I fire a 7, nothing happens, but I do get a -1 acquisition. So the mortar's doing its job big time. Okay, that unit routes, and he routes back this way. Where can he route? He was right here. Okay? Can't route to H6 because he sees units over here down at E2. Can't route to H6. Can't route to G6 for the same reason, I believe. Can't route to G6 because I think he can see this unit over here. Okay? You can see these guys over here. And then he can't route to this location 1, 2 because he could see this unit here. The level 2 build, essentially it's a level 2 obstacle. He's on level 3. He can see him, therefore this building is not accessible to him at all. So we've got a no. Hold on. We've got a no, 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 no. This again is 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes. That's a no. And he can't route this direction over here because of this unit's in his LOS. So the only place he can go is back, which is good because he gets off of my hill. So route phase, pop that going. He's going to go back there. He has to go to the woods because that's the cover. These other guys advance. He advances down. Close combat, he rolls a 6, which is a casualty reduction on me, and I roll a 4. And I get nothing. 4 is not good enough because I have to add 1. A 4 is what I needed, but if it wasn't CX, I would have casualty reduced him. Rally, I do rally. Babbage rallies this guy over here. Let me see if I can get the board on here a little bit better. Sorry about that. And so we do rally the conscript and the disrupted unit over here. Looks good. Self rally for Steve. He doesn't get his leader up. And so his units, I prep fire. That's a 7 point blank range. I pin my unit and nothing happened. Oh, we both pin. We both pin on that PTC. Mortar fires on this guy. Does some boom boom damage. Keeps firing. Keeps hitting. Keeps morale checking. Keeps firing. Keeps hitting. Just tons and tons of morale checks. So he rolls a 3, and I think that was he's a failed morale check. So he takes a wound check. He's wounded instead of killed on that die roll of 2. So that's what that was on his lead on the right hand side. Again, I fired to hit, bring the mortar back around, fire into the melee, just to get the melee going in case he happens to kill me, which is a 4-1. Actually, it'd be a 2-1, and I'm at 1-8 versus him. So I get no effect on that. Infantry fire table, I roll a 5 for my prep fire, point blank. I roll an 11, which will break my guy, and he rolls a 6, which will break his guy. So we're both broken in melee. The only thing we could do then is withdraw. I move up Raptos and the 2 units that he rallied right there on the bottom of the screen. I'm going to just kind of focus on here. The units down here are pretty much just going to fire. So anytime you see like little fire charts or to hit charts, it's just these guys in the bottom. That's pretty much what they do the rest of the turn. But I'm going to give this up here to give a better focus on what's the action going on here. Runs out of the foxhole. I want to get behind to get to E6. I want E6 because that's a victory point, so he doesn't get into it. He probably won't get into it. He really doesn't care. So I'm just making some maneuvers. The guy's going down the gully. Let me reduce this. Reduce that. Reduce that. He's gone. Everybody's gone from the hill except for his broken unit. My guy there is moving. He's busting his butt. He's going 2-4 on the gully. Oops. Babbage moves up. He can only move so fast. I don't really want to jump on top of the hill taking shots. Just in case he's got some guys there. Those guys in the back are just running behind it. Staying concealed, keeping that concealment rating. He routes. L6 goes up the hill. Again, that is a lot of movement factors. Check out that hex. I am in level -1 terrain. The ford is meaningless because there's no active stream, so the ford has no value in the game. He goes up 2 per level, so he goes up to level 0, level 1, and then level 2. So it's a 2, 4, 6 movement factor expenditure. And I could pretty much only do that since this guy right here was gone. Otherwise, he would just shred him to bits. You know, whether he would have taken his primary shot, don't know. But now I've got my 1 unit up there that can threaten this guy. Since my guy over here broke, I need somebody else up there. That means that frees this unit in the backside, frees him up to go that way, because this guy can then take all these victory conditions over here. So I've reassigned him backdoor duties instead of going up the backside. As the game changes, you have to adapt. So plans change all the time. You guys should know that. So he advances up there, CXs, DMs the unit because he's a known enemy unit. Guys on the backside just advancing up. Let me scoot that forward just a bit. There you go. Shouldn't need to look at more than that. Move into, actually I don't move into the building. I just adjust my guys around. Oh yeah, I do. I move in the building. I CX up there because that's 4 movement factors. If you look at the hex, that's brush going uphill is doubled, so that's 4, and that is 4 movement factors or more. So continuing on, he moves up here, DMs this unit here. Again, 4 CX because that's advanced versus difficult terrain, and these guys have to. That's advanced, so these guys are going to have to withdraw from melee. Let's see what happens. He moves up. Actually, I move up, and he moves away. He low crawls there. Oh, it's a withdrawal from melee. I don't know if he's eliminated right there, to be honest with you. I think we may have missed that one as well. I'm not sure. If you guys know, if this guy's, that was like a legit move right here. Because you have an enemy here, and if he's withdrawing from melee, yeah. I'll have to look that up. That may have been an error, but errors happen. Continuing on. Guys are moving up top. And then we've got recovery, I believe. And then we got the other role. The 6 is a wind change, and then he's got a couple rallies. He's got a self rally for the leader, self rally for a random unit that he's got. Remove moves, prep fires those units there. Blasts my unit with a 12 firepower up 2 on the chart. My morale check blows him. He fires 4 even across here, destroys him. Conscript unit, so that's that hurts a lot simply because that's pretty much half my firepower on the hill. Those units are just doing the shell game, shuffling around. I fired a hit. Where's my mortar? There's a hit roll there. I'm not sure where that is. Oh, back up on the hill. See, I can't see him right there because that is out of LOS. He's on the 3rd level. That's a plateau effect from my mortar down here. Again, like we described earlier. Level 3, but I'm only on level 2. If I were on level 3, that would be clear LOS, but I'm not. So technically that is a miscue during the game. We can't, that is an illegal shot, and that would DM him. It doesn't kill him or do anything like that. I roll a 3 on this bad boy back here. He takes a morale check, and he gets shredded. Now, these are the Polish counters. You look at these counters and what the hell is that, Stu? That looks like a single man counter. Yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't put 2 guys in the back of a half squad and 3 guys in the back of a full squad. Not sure. Maybe that's to delineate them from other units, but yeah, I don't think that would be an issue because I don't mix my Polish units with my other guys. So we had to get used to that. It's like, okay, that's a full squad there. That's a half squad, and a leader's just kind of like a leader. I don't even know what the hell he looks like over there. But anyway, yeah, that's a little break from the rule set. So I think that's just to delineate the this Polish from other Polish. But of course they're two-tone. So again, not a big deal. You just got to recall. You just got to remember that's the case. So he casual reduces and DMs, of course. That unit. God, I don't know why that guy just doesn't die. I have to check the route rules on that. Sorry about that, guys. I try to blast that unit. I do get a kill, I think. He gets morale check 9, so he CRs to a half squad. So that's a good deal. And then he can't route from that location. Oh, that's right. He can withdraw. He can't route from that location. Why? Because we have enemy unit here. Oop. Why is it super small? So we've got enemy unit here, and he's broken, and he can't route this way because it's getting closer. Enemy units are on this side because I have units over here, and he can't go to I5 or H6, so he just surrenders. Again, another reason why you just don't want to do a new quarter and don't bother with the prisoner rules. Units just disappear when you start picking them up. Is this a problem right now? Not really. Will it be a problem later? Possibly. But that's later. This is now. I need to get these victory points. And getting rid of his units leads to that success. Again, he can't rally them. He can only rally one of these guys per turn. So out of these 3 broken units, only one of them can potentially rally during the next turn. Only one. And this guy is not going to rally. He's not, come on. It's 2? That's not going to happen. So he's looking at this guy and this guy. And unfortunately, that's at his fire base. So that's something I need to make sure I keep pressure moving. So he surrenders. That guy routes in the back. He does some advancing. I got to route these guys over here because they get blasted. Maybe I route them in the wrong locations. Don't know. C7 may have been better. I don't know what I was thinking, but that's where I moved him. That guy, again, advanced versus difficult terrain in H3. Here, CX is the unit, but he's in non-concealment or concealment terrain, so he does not lose CX status. And he just moves his guys back, except for F6, of course. And he rolls for concealment terrain, or concealment gain F6, gains it with a 1, a good roll. Wind of 11, nothing, rally, rally, rally. I don't think anybody rallies that phase. I fire my mortar. I fire smoke. Poof. So we got smoke in this hex here. Why can I fire smoke? Because that location at level 1 is in my LOS. And therefore I could drop smoke there and it drops to the ground level, thus affecting his 457. So therefore his 457 can't hit a damn thing, hopefully. Hopefully, because he's enshrouded by smoke. So he's going to have a +4 modifier there. And that's the first shot of smoke I have in this turn 5. So that was huge, very huge to hit that shot. Simply because it breaks up any fire groups that he might have from G4 and this unit location here. Very huge shot. Big, 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 big. So big. It relieves some of the pressure that I can move around a little bit more. Again, I can move here. It allows me to move to this location here because this unit can't really, I can't get double shot from that location. So smoke, smoke, smoke. Smoke when you can, baby. He moves there, DMs that unit for being adjacent to the enemy unit. Raptos, I think Assault moves over there. I just put V's for victory locations that I've obtained. This guy goes 2-4, 2-3 on the opposite side, 2-3-4, just to collect both of those locations. And I do a whole bunch of crap with the V's. He moves up, they move behind. They reoccupy locations up on the hill in E5 just to solidify my location so he just can't run across and get that victory point. Not that he will, but I don't know. You never know. My big boy, Ockel, and the machine guns move up because they really can't hit anybody else because all those guys down are behind the crest line. I need to move them up to get them in the battle. Luckily, he got up there in 1 turn, so that was absolutely fantastic. Infantry fire table, he rolls a 12, which is final fires him because he cowers on one of my units that moved. I think they're all concealed. Then he rolls infantry fire table snake eyes for final protective fire. Blows that guy away. Unfortunately, that's a bad spot to be. That building, man, I don't know what the deal is. Maybe he's got a bore sighted or something. I don't know. My concealment gain on the guy in the back. I get the free fire on him. Back here. In this location. Now let's go to blue. That's that's not what I want. This is a free shot because he is not a good order enemy unit. I could fire on him all day that I want and not be exposed as long as no one else has an LOS to my location. So I can free fire this unit here all day. Continuing on, fire some of the units he destroys. I mean, again, those 2 locations are just getting their butts kicked. They got to route away. He low crawls there because he can be interdicted from G4 from this location. He routes his unit in G6. Let me load that. He routes his unit from G6 to our location here. My unit can be interdicted from this unit, so I'm just going to low crawl it. So I can't afford to lose any more units. And he moves them up to level 1. Again, I can see the level 1 from my mortar. Although it's enshrouded by smoke, because smoke rises 2 levels, I can now see an enemy unit in that location. So therefore, when I fire my mortar at location level 1, it can affect the unit in the 457 that is out of LOS, simply because I am targeting someone in LOS. Now, if that unit did not move up there, I could not target that hex with HE because there is no, I can't affect the other unit. It's like a blind shot. It's I know he's there, but I can't shoot there, sort of thing. So yeah, so he moves him up, gets him out of the way, and then I advance into close combat against his unit on top, the top broken unit in L1 over here, because he's just going to die. I'm most likely going to ambush him and just get a free kill. I don't know if this unit is known or not. I think there's about a 70% chance he's a dummy because he started out with some dummy counters. So I don't know, but you never know. Sometimes you lose track, you know, you lose guys over here, person to show up, you miscount over here, and if you make a wrong move, then guess what? You're going to get blasted. And so, but I'll take that chance. If he's going to fire at that guy, he's got better targets to fire at. I'll lose my concealment versus him. I'm not worried about that. He's got more things to worry about, and that's the idea. So over here, he heated battles in F6 to become a 458, which is actually wonderful for him. The morale is definitely the one thing he needs. I just advance guys up, start gathering units, start trying to pick stuff up, just sort of scrounging. CC over there, roll CC of 5 with a -2. I don't ambush him because I always roll a 5 on ambush. So if you ever play against me, just expect me to roll a 5 and then you'll be fine. So I do get the kill on there. He doesn't get a kill back, and that's that. Then we've got rally. The 8 right there is on the other roll is a wind change dice roll. We didn't have any wind change, unfortunately. Wind would have been great for my smoke, but it was not to be. So he's got a couple rallies. He tried to rally leader and tried to self-rally unit. No effect. I got a couple rallies. No effect. I pick up the HMG right there. Big boy HMG. And then roll some 2 hits. Again, like I said before, I could roll 2 hits on this location here, simply because he's now in my LOS. And because my rate of fire is extremely high, it's likely I'm going to get a hit. It's very likely I'm going to get a hit. Final fire that guy point blank, or actually defensive fire. I think the assault moved in there. So I fired 12 firepower even, or 12 firepower plus 2. He unfortunately missed with his 8 morale unit. That's unfortunate. You know, it's just one of those things, I guess. He routes him to first level. The unit in the smoke advances up, trying to hold the position. And then that's it for the end of the turn. Then we start in the Slovak turn 6, and then continue on from there. I do have that recorded, so this is where we'll end the video here. Let's take an analytical look of where the hell I am now. He's got units here, units here, units right in the center. Over here, not worried about it. He's got 1 leader, and I've got 2 units. This unit is going to clean up. That unit is going to clean up the side. He's already got these 2 hex locations here. Let me make that bigger. Let me make it like pink or something. Let's make it, yeah, no, let's make it, yellow might be difficult to see. Let's just make it pink. So he's got here and here. We are in here. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then advance back here. And then possibly DM him. Not sure if I want to DM him or not. Maybe I just want him to sit there. And then hopefully we can get N4 and M4. M4 and N4 as well, to complete the 10 victory points over here. Okay, which means we only need 11 victory points, which means we only need 1 point on this side. We have this location here. Why is that small? Don't know. We have this location here, and this building here. Okay, this building here and that building there. So right now, we're projected to have 10 over here, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 victory points. If we get J4, it'd be 16. We pretty much just need 1 point on this side. So if we can clear the hill, stay where we are here. We don't really need to go into these buildings. We just need to stay in our positions. Again, every little victory point helps in every single scenario you can get. So always, it's worth it to send a half squad, full squad, whatever. If you pop there and move back, for him to gain that victory point, he has to then move a guy up and then try to go for that position. If he does that, and if he goes this way, that means he's moving away from your front. So keep your options open and you'll be fine. So there we are on that. Our units are doing well over here. We've got Ockle, medium, full squad, first line squad, a couple half squads, conscript. I think I need to put in concealment on him. Again, Raptos, you know, rally extraordinaire back in the bone. We're trying to get these guys back in the mix. These guys are blown up over here. Again, we only have 2 turns. We have 2 movement phases. Maybe try and get these guys in the mix just for defensive purposes. They're not going to have time to do anything else but fire defensive fire. They're not going to have really any time to move up and really do anything. Smoke will be gone. Smoke will be depleted in half at the beginning of my prep fire phase. And so that'll be gone at turn 7. If these units break, I have only 2 units up on the hill. This is what I'm worried about. If he gets a lucky shot or takes all 3 of the units and charges the hill for some reason, I can easily break, and if that happens, I will lose the entire hill. But if that's the case, then he might lose these back buildings because of this entourage of units I have up here that can just rush the buildings when he vacates them, and this unit up here. So he's in a precarious position, but we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching, and join us next time on Vaseline with Stu.